Hi, I'm Paul Johnston and welcome to Two Wheels, and later in the show you can see Jeff going from Hinckley to Harlem. Well, not quite, he gets as far as Leicester anyway because he's riding Triumph's latest Bonneville America. This is Triumph's attempt to make it big in the US of A. 60s styling all wrapped up in 21st century technology. But first of all, welcome to Manchester on a freezing cold morning in January. We must be mad. Well, not really, we're here to have a look round this place. It's G-Mex. And it's home to the National Motorcycle Show. Come on. Oh, that's a bit better now. It's a little bit warmer in here, but it's not much warmer, to be honest with you, because there's nobody here yet, because it's shut. Yes, the show is actually shut. It's not really open yet, but we've been granted an exclusive early pass to come and have a good look round. So, come on, let's see what we can find. Being the first show of 2002, Manchester was a chance for people to cast their eyes over the latest hot machinery available for this year. And of course we weren't disappointed. If it was new, it was there on view. Very often at bike shows, it's a problem looking for something new, particularly at this show at Manchester because it's January now and it comes very soon after the international show in Birmingham. But Honda have got something very new, and if you're a race fan, you'll be interested in things like this. This is an SP2 here, used by Colin Edwards. That was used in the season 2001. So that's not new, we've seen that before. Over here, a Grand Prix bike. This is Rossi's machine, and this is a bike, NSR 500, that he used at the start of the year 2000. So that's not you. We've seen that before. This is the thing I want to show you. This is probably the single most exclusive thing here at the show this year. It's a V5 engine, and this is the engine that Rossi will be using this year. Yes, this year's engine, and would you believe the number on that is 001. This is the first one. It's packed with technology, 5 cylinders, 3 there. This is the front of the bike. Headlamps here. Well, it doesn't have an headlamp, does it? But the fairings there. 3 cylinders there, 2 cylinders at the back there. 5 different injectors there for the 5 cylinders with the little electrical connections on there. As I say, it's packed with technology. It's a 20 valve layout, it's 990 cc's, and it's producing at the moment between 200 and 210 brake horsepower. And would you believe that the whole machine only weighs 145 kilograms, which is absolutely staggering, really. Super lightweight machine. The whole thing is actually only about the same size as a 250 bike anyway. Little 250 with all that power, imagine that. You know, very often, production bikes follow trends that have been set in racing, and at the moment Honda don't produce a V5, but who knows, in the future technology like this could be in the showrooms for you to buy, and you can say you saw it first on Two Wheels. You know, you can buy anything at a bike show like this. You can buy the bikes themselves, and you can buy all your biking gear to help you along the way, and in fact I could do with some new jockey shorts. This looks like a good stand to me. Here we go now. Excuse me, madam. Oh, sorry, missus. Thank you. I'll just take this. It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? You want to see some new Yamahas, do you? Well, this is the new 600cc Phaser. You'd be forgiven for thinking it's a 1000cc, but it's not, it's a 600. What they've done is they've changed the fairing on the front. The headlamps are now got more pointy lenses, so it looks more like the 1000cc. But that's not really what I've come here to see. I've come to see this, and I've taken the opportunity of the show being shut, because I guarantee you, in about 15 minutes, when the doors open, you won't get near this. It is, of course, the beautiful new YZF R1. Now, if you're into BMW cars, you'll probably be quite familiar with that name, AC Schnitzer. They've been making bolt-on bits and pieces for BMW cars for about 20 years now, but only fairly recently have they got into making bits and pieces for BMW bikes. That was quite fancy, that K1200 RS, but this is even fancier. This is the R1200C, the cruiser, their James Bond bike, and there's loads and loads of fancy bits and pieces on this, all done by Schnitzer. There's a fancy exhaust system, fancy footboards, but the fanciest thing of all are these wheels. Look at the size of them wheels, big, solid wheels. But would you believe, if you fancy a pair of them, it will cost you the best part of £2,000. This is a Peugeot Vivacity scooter, or a Viva City scooter if you prefer to say it that way. Who thinks of the names for these things? I don't know. But anyway, there's a little story attached to this. It was donated by Road and Racing Motorcycles to the Variety Club of Great Britain. They decided they would raise some money with it, so they've had it signed by the entire Manchester City football team. Then they auctioned it on the internet. Bidding closed last night at midnight, and they've actually raised £2,000 for charity, which is great. It is signed, as I say, by the entire Manchester City team, apart from the goalkeeper, Nicky Weaver, because he couldn't get his hand to it. And in fact, the back tyre has been signed by the entire Leicester City squad. And as you can see, it's going down. There's always a great display of classic machines here at Manchester, loads and loads to look at, all beautifully restored, all lovingly restored, back to pristine condition. But this one here in particular is worth a mention. It's a Triumph T120 Bonneville, 1961, actually owned by a good friend of mine called George. He lives near me, George. He bought this brand new in 61. 3 years later, 64, he sold it. Then 30 years later, he thought, blimey, I wish I'd never sold that old Bonneville, it was a cracking bike. So he tracked it down. How he did it, I don't know, but he tracked it down and he bought it back. And since then, he's had it put back to its original condition. It is absolutely superb, and it actually won Best in Show here on the Classic Bikes 2 years ago at Manchester. But if you like the old Bonneville, you don't have to buy an old one. You can actually buy a brand new one.